Hello, Aries. Welcome to your February 2025 reading. My name is Nigel, and you have found alchemy. Okay, let's get started right away. You have, overarching your month, you have something called the sap of the moon plant. Now, the sap of the moon plant is number 41 in this deck. And basically, it's a, how do we put this? It's a nocturnal type feeling. It's sacred water of your unconscious. There is something subconscious going on that spirit is asking you to pay attention to, or it will be. You may not know what this is just yet, Aries. You are a sign that can act very impulsively, and I think that with this particular card, spirit is trying to tell you to pause before reacting. You know why that is, I'm just not sure yet, right? It's time to pause, release that tight grip, and allow the answers to flow to you. You might get answers via dreams. You should keep a dream journal right by your nightstand, so when you wake up, before you forget, you write it down and you could reflect on it. You might be getting messages that way. The answers will not come from intellect. It won't come from passion, and it won't come from others. It's going to come from you, from the depths of you. Now, you have grace here, and it's number 20 in this deck. It says, grace, blessings come to me, come to set me free. Are you going to be receiving grace this month? This is something you're going to have to look for. When these cards come in the upright, this is something that you're going to need to put work into. I'm starting to see a tiny bit of a pattern with spirit trying to nudge you to do some work that may be a little uncomfortable for you. Seems, yeah, look, you even have fire here, and there's nothing more fiery than an Aries in my opinion. You're the top of the ladder when it comes to the fire signs, right? It says fire element is both destructive and creative, used when seeking passion, healing, transformation, dispelling, and energy. It says take action on someone or something. The worst thing you can do right now is not try. You have the green light to go forward. Now, in my opinion, because of these other cards, at least so far, spirit might be asking you to temporarily quell your nature. Now, I'm not sure yet. We're going to get through these oracles, and then we're going to go to the story at the bottom. But this is just my first impressions of your reading, okay? There is a higher power at work here. And that higher power, in my opinion, is coming from inside you. This isn't this isn't something or someone that you pray to, or this is you. This is this is a higher aspect of you. Let's see. You have the house, and this is the Lenormand deck, and this is number 4. Hopefully that focused. Now, with the Lenormand deck, with this particular, it's home, it's family, right? But it's also that which houses your higher self. It's your body, right? Pay attention to your body this month. There may be signals that you get via your body. Your gut feelings are going to seriously be a thing, okay? Let's see. Hold on one second. Sorry, my little dog was making noises, and I really, really hate that. I like to concentrate on what I'm doing. You have the cardinal, and this is interesting. It says adventure. You need to live up to your fullest potential. Change may be uncomfortable, but it's necessary. You, my friend, are a cardinal sign. Yeah, you're a cardinal sign. You're an initiator. You begin things. You're being asked to tap into the highest aspect of yourself, not the gut, not the visceral part, not the fire part that forges you to move ahead. It's more of like that other part of you that is blanketed by those things that tells you, okay, it's time to use your intuition and not your passion. You have eternal flame here. Let me see if I can pick that up. Yeah, you have the eternal flame. And, in this particular card, this archetype is carrying is carrying a lantern, kind of like the hermit. Go introspective, right? The eternal flame is a small fire that is kept burning to show that something is unending. It is the fiery aspect of Aries, but as you can tell, it is contained. In this photo, it is contained. It's being quelled. Is there a direction, Aries, that your passions lead you that may not be good for you? That maybe in the past you realized wasn't good for you? Could be. You have a cave here. And this is number 17 in this deck. And it says protection. Do you need protection from something? It's protection. It is very earthy. What are you being asked to ground? What are you being asked to shelter? Safe from the elements. Contained. What are you containing? The fire is contained here too. Yeah. Over here you have insight. It says opens the third eye to strengthen what? Intuition. Your intuition is going to be important this month. Try not to act out of passion. This is number 22. You might see the number 22 this month as a verification. It says you are in possession of incredible creative powers, and it is assured that you can achieve anything you wish. I am aligned. Number 22 might mean something to you as we speak, but if it doesn't, keep it in the back of your mind, keep it under your hat, because it might show up to sort of tie everything together as a sign later in the month, okay? Let's look at your astrology. Okay, so we have, let's put these aside. We do have Saturn here. Saturn is the Lord of lessons. So what is it that you're learning this month? You're going to be learning a lesson, all right? Saturn represents discipline, hard work. This energy can help us go after our goals. It can also help us to learn lessons that may be difficult. You have let's start with this. You have Gemini in the third house. It says communication, transportation, local community. Now, with Gemini in the third house, we know that it's ruled by Mercury, right, Gemini? In the third house, it's concerned with communication, the foundation on which we build all relationships. There is something that may be communicated to you, or you may be asked to communicate to someone else this month. This can also indicate how your early education affected your learning style and how you process information. Look to the zodiac that rules your natal third house to see what type of information stimulates you intellectually. This house is also known for travel, right? Whether over a short distance, like a hike, or a long one, like an international flight. So keep all that under your hat for sure. If you need anything to do with your natal chart, there is a link in the description box for a free natal chart generator in case you need any of that information. You also have solstice here, and it says focus, transition, amplification. Now, the solstice happens twice a year, when the sun reaches its highest or lowest point relative to the celestial equator, right? In Latin, solstice translates into sun stands still, with the sun appearing to sort of halt in the sky as it makes its descent to the shortest day of the year or ascent into the longest day of the year. Now, in the heavenly sky, solstices are significant. They are, because they represent the Earth's relationship to the sun and the sun's ability to shape the seasons that we have here on Earth and to give life to the planet, right? Look at how the sun affects you. Now, the fact that you pulled the solstice card and the sun stands still, it's that fireball in the sky, standing still, halting, which is exactly the sort of advice, subtly anyway, you've been given. So that's interesting, and that is also something to kind of keep under our hats here. let's look at your charms. You have these letters, which is L, F as in Frank, R as in Robert, Z as in zebra, and Y as in yo-yo. Now these obviously could be someone's initials. It could be a city. It could be a state. It could be the name of a building. It could be anything like that. But by the end of the month, one of these or all of them are going to mean something to you. So you could come back to this reading, of course, or you can simply just write them down and keep them on your nightstand or somewhere where you'll see them every day, to tie them in with one or the other. Pretty interesting. Now here you have the money charm, which is, I'm not going to say in reverse, but it's upside down. And this is the largest money charm in my collection. And when it's in reverse like this, there may be money coming to you this month, Aries, that you don't see coming. Or there could very well be something you're doing with your money that you're not sharing with anyone. This is a covert type thing. It's either money you don't know about yet, or it's money that you're moving around or doing something with that you're not telling others about. It's nothing negative, but it's something covert, if that makes sense to you. You have exorcism, and I think that this is the exorcism medallion, and I do think that Spirit is trying to tell you that there may be someone in your life that you may need to show the door. You have the phallic symbol here. So this is someone you may feel a lot of passion for. You may have felt a lot of passion for in the past. This may be a situation that sort of sucked you in the past. You have the world here coming in sideways. This is a tarot card. I don't know if you can see that, but it is coming in sideways, and it's a choice you're going to have to make. Do you move on from a situation and finish out a cycle and start a new one, or do you repeat it? I'm not here to judge. I'm just here to say what's on the table. So let's move on to your, let's move on to your tarot. Let's see. Move that over there for now. All right. So starting off with your oracle here, you have the Fate card. It says detours, divine intervention. There's something that may happen at the beginning of the month here, Aries, that is divinely orchestrated. Could it be a test? It absolutely could be. Could it be a stroke of luck? It could be that too. Let's look at the rest of this. Let's look at the rest of your cards. This will give us a really good indication. You have the Knight of Pentacles. Listen, hey, if that's not a money card, I don't know what is. I mean, it doesn't have to be, but considering your other cards so far, that is Mercury and Virgo. Each knight in the deck has a mission. And this particular knight's goal is to bring stability, productivity, abundance, right? Grounding, as it's earth energy, so it's grounding. This knight builds foundations in a slow and steady pace. Very nice energy for money making. This leads straight into the Magician. I do believe the beginning of the month here is going to be packed with some sort of money-making opportunity or some sort of money. You're either moving money around like the Magician, or you are using some tools, because, the Magician could be Aries. Like I say it's Aquarius, some people say it's Gemini, but some people absolutely say Aries. So it depends on which book you read, Aries, but you're in that mix. And the Magician is powerful. There's a lot of potential there. You have acquired new tools, and they're at your disposal. You have been gifted, or you are becoming a gifted manifester. Magician is the ultimate manifestation card. You also have the Emperor, which is your card, right? This is Aries, straight up Aries energy. So, man, you go from the Knight of Pentacles, right? Building something or attempting to build something, to the Magician saying, I got these new tools now. Now I'm going to poof, make this amazing. And you go into Emperor energy. I mean, the Emperor owns all the cards in the deck, all the places in the deck. This is a great omen, especially for you, Aries. It's a father archetype, so it's divinely masculine. It doesn't mean that you're male, but it means that you're stepping into a certain energy that is forward moving and very, very ambitious and confident. And definitely. It is a sign of success no matter what. It is, for sure. All right. So when we add this up and we break it down, we get Mercury, which is interesting because we had that up here, right? It's clear, Mercury is travel and it's communication and all that stuff, but it's also clear thinking, quick problem solving, right? Virgo, Gemini energy. Very, very, that's how it manifests. And man, is it manifesting that way for you at the beginning of the month here, Aries. Okay, so now as we move on to the mid-month is where things get interesting. You have, it says change, right? There's some sort of change afoot. I think these are, I mean, if I were to guess, this is a whole different issue, right? So your money is definitely being built. You're a stroke of luck, definitely a skill that you have or that you're going to acquire that's going to give you this foundational energy. You have the Seven of Swords. I really think this may be someone else's energy for sure. The Seven of Swords could be very deceptive energy. Yeah. It also could be you being very strategic. And there's nothing wrong with that. Let's keep going and see if we can piece this together because mid-month looks a little confusing. The center of your reading, you have the Knight of Wands in reverse. And we talked about each knight has a mission, right? And yeah, his mission upright is to finish goals, forge ahead, do it quick, boom, 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 fire sign, just like you. But he's in reverse. And this is the center of your reading. You're pulling back the reins on something here, okay? And I don't know whether it's because you're being strategic or whether you're sensing someone else's dishonesty. There's something going on here, but this leads into these two cards. And, you have the Eight of Cups in reverse, right? Not walking away from something. This is something that, listen, I do think these are two separate issues, and I don't think there's anything to do with your money because here you have the Ten of Cups, right? Potential for a happily ever after. I think that there's either someone that comes back around, there is someone that was perhaps in the background all along. There is someone that you feel has the potential to make you happy. But you're not being stupid. You're not. You're really you're being very un-Aries-like. And I like that for you because at the beginning of the month, that Aries energy works for you. But like we talked about it, reach inside, right? There is somebody you may be holding a candle, holding a flame for. There may be someone who evokes your passion, right? You might need the courage to say no. You might need the courage to say no, because when we add this up and we break it down, we get Neptune energy, right? That Piscean energy. And this could manifest as distrust. It could manifest as using your intuition in place of the impulsiveness, which is what we talked about. Definitely. Okay, now let's move on to your third leg because pretty interesting. We have separation. There is something that, did you have the courage finally to pull away from something here? Did you have the courage to separate yourself from something? It looks like it. It certainly looks like it. Yeah, look, the Two of Cups in reverse. That's Venus in Cancer energy. Disharmony, difficulty, a breakup, pulling away from a union. You also have the Three of Pentacles, which is Mars in Capricorn energy. Getting help, getting advice. Maybe you're in therapy. Maybe you're asking advice for the people around you. But you're getting help making a decision here. And I have to tell you, here it is, right? You have the Lovers in reverse as well. This is a Gemini energy, obviously, but this is in reverse. Now, this is either making a decision for you against something, right? This could be the formal breakup of something. But I have to tell you, if this union is breaking up, it is your doing. It is your choice. That you've seen something about this person that made you withdraw your passion, made you withdraw. There was a potential for happiness here, and you waited. But there is something that you saw in this human being that made you retract. So this isn't someone dumping you, Aries. This is you thinking more of yourself, thinking highly of yourself, which you should. You're the Emperor. You're the Magician. I mean, you have so much going for you. There is somebody here that doesn't have your best interests at heart. And ironically, when we add this up and we break it down, we get 11, which is the cardinal number, right? Like you, rebuilding, initiating. You're initiating something. You're initiating a new life. It looks as though you're exercising. Here's the exorcist. You're exercising. You're making a decision to go on a new path with that world energy. This is someone that has evoked your passion in the past anyway. I think that you're thinking better of it now here, Aries. So let's look at the challenges. You have a challenge this month might be awakening, right? Something that you're waking up to. We talked about it a few times, right? You're waking up to someone's bullshit. You are trusting in the divine, your intuition. Remember when I said this isn't something outside you? It's not like you pray to your angels, you pray to God. This is you. This is this is the higher version of yourself that kicks in. I'm telling you, I'm really, really convinced of that. You have the Three of Cups in reverse. You may find it challenging to find alone time to really think about certain things this month, but it's only a challenge and it's not the end of the world. This is Mercury in Cancer. You have the Page of Swords. So you're going to be receiving messages. Is it messages from this person to try to change your mind? Very well could be, but you're going to find that a little bit challenging. But you have the Eight of Wands in your challenge position. And the Eight of Wands, as we know, is moving on, right? It's Jupiter and Sagittarius, fiery. Moving forward, moving on. Boom. You're going to do it, but it's not easy. It's not going to be like, yeah, that person means nothing to me. No, it's going to mean something to you. Fascinating. When we break this down and we look at the number, it is 11 again. It is that cardinal number. So as hard as this is, this last leg, it's in your challenge position as well. You're going to do it. I mean, you have so many blessings here. You really do. But there is that thing that you need to sort of tie up a loose end. There is something here. There is definitely something here. Now, let's look at your opportunities. Your opportunities is, moving out of your comfort zone. There is an opportunity for that. Where is this? Right here. Do you have the courage for change? Do you have the courage to move out of your comfort zone here, Aries? Because, you do, period, end of story. But this is just a question for yourself at some point this month. Okay? This is definitely a question for yourself. Let's look at these. You have here the King of Cups. So you're going to have the opportunity to be with a very well-balanced person. The King of Cups could be Sun in Scorpio, could be Sun in Pisces, depending on the deck of cards, depending on what book you read. But this, regardless of this person's sign, this person is a well-balanced person, doesn't put his head before his heart or his heart before his head. Very balanced, very nice, very even-keeled. Hell, this might even be you. You might be getting the opportunity to become this person. But for many of you, there's going to be an opportunity for you to meet and be with someone else. Wow, look at this. You have 2 10s in reverse. You have the 10 of Swords in reverse, which is you healing from a trauma, a pain, and the 10s are like endings, boom, endings, boom. And you also have the 10 of Wands in reverse, which is the highest stress card in the deck. You're relieving yourself of stress. You're moving out of your comfort zone. You may have been clinging. This may be something that you fell back on. We all have that. God, that's happened to me too. Where I've fallen back on relationships that I know weren't good for me, but I think Aries, fire signs can be very much smarter when it comes to things like this. Once they get their passions put away a little bit. Let me see if I can, there was a card here that was not, yeah, okay. You just mix this up just a little bit and show me for Aries, please, for February 2025. The Raven. Darkness looms on the horizon, and then you have the gate. A barrier keeps you from your goal. I'm telling you, you're the barrier. If you stay in this situation, my friend, if you decide to, and I really think most of you aren't, I really, really believe that you're going to get past this. Remember who you are, okay? This person is not home to you. You need to quell the fire long enough to hear that inner voice, to hear that inner voice. This may be someone you carried a torch for. This is not going to end well for you. I mean, you know, you may, if you decide to stay in this situation, you're going to end up in the same realization. It's just that it'll take longer and it'll set you back. You know that this person is the barrier that keeps you from your goal, mixed with yourself a little bit, right? A little bit. You could stand in your own way. You have way too much monetary goodness coming in that you should focus on. I think once you take the focus off this and you focus on your goals, this new love will come in without you even trying. It'll just happen. But you have to walk through that gate. You have to walk through that gate. You have to be the cardinal initiator that I know you are, my friend. Let's do your numbers here, okay? By the way, when we add this up and we break it down, we get the moon. The moon can be very confusing. It's Cancer energy, right? Use your gut. Use that intuition, okay? Now, when we look at these numbers, there wasn't really any number that we discussed more. Usually there's a number that stands out. Really, no. But the totals here, when we add all the numbers up in this reading, we break them down, we get the number 8, which is Saturn, right? We talked about it. It came out here and it came out here. Lessons, hard work, getting past something. You're definitely in a karmic type situation, but I'm telling you, you're going to make most of you are going to make the right choices here. As far as planets go, we talked about Saturn more than anything, Jupiter, which is expansive energy, and also Mercury, right, which is that clear thinking, that communication. Now, as far as signs, we talked about Aquarius, Pisces, Gemini, Sagittarius, Cancer, Virgo, Aries, Capricorn, Leo, Taurus, and Scorpio. The two signs that we talked about the most were Pisces, which is that Neptune energy, with that confusing energy, and Gemini, which is that Mercury energy. Now, both of those signs are mutable, changeable, right? So maybe time for a change here. It may be time for a change. You can do this, Aries. You can do this. I will speak with you next time. Namaste.